All right, we're back with some more bull crap. Been doing some big time tigging. I had a coupler, 90 coupler, wherever I threw it somewhere. A 90 coupler in between there. I didn't like that. I don't know if I even showed any of this, but we're going to now. So I decided to test my TIG welding skills. As you can see, I absolutely melted my intake air temp sensor bung. So my cousin has some good aluminum that isn't Chinesium. And he is currently going to make me a bung that can, take a little bit of heat and you can actually weld it in there. But here we go. And there'll be a coupler there. Little bracket to hold that from rubbing down there, and that'll be a nice piece. The elbow I had in there was touching the radiator and stuff, and just was not good. Plus, the less you have, the less boost leaks you got a chance of having. So I'm cool with that. So I'm waiting on him to get back from. He's doing something. I forget what he said. I'm gonna take this stuff up there. He's gonna make me that bung. Might try to talk him into welding it in because I don't want to do it. I don't want to burn it out again. So now I'm kind of hopping on to my battery relocation. I got some 2-gauge welding wire from the good old Tractor Supply, and I got some 2-gauge copper lugs. And I got some solder and some flux from work, and my torch for at home. And we're gonna solder these bad boys on to here at least, and then I'm going to. Where'd that stud go? Where did I put that at? Oh, it's over here. These will probably be too small for it, I guarantee you. I almost bet they are. I'm gonna set this down a minute. But anyways, there's probably better ways to do this. Better thing. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I mean, they work good. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to drill out these studs. I should have just bought the 3/8 ones. Instead, I was being cheap and bought the $7 5/16 ones. I think they're 5/16. Yeah. 5/16 2-gauge wire lug. I can hit that with a drill bit and it'll go down on there. Anyways, when you do these, you should buy welder cable because look how many conductors are in that. I wish I had like a piece of regular battery cable somewhere and I could show you the difference, but these prove to have little to no resistance in them, and sometimes, like somebody will run 0-gauge car or car audio wire or something, and it's not as good. The fuck was that? Anyways, so yeah, buy yourself some water cable. I mean, I have $120 in this, which is a little steep, but if you want good stuff, you gotta spend the money. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm at on the car, waiting for parts to show up. For some other stuff, I got plenty to do. I don't know why I'm being lazy and waiting around. My pet bird. Oh, he flew away. I don't know why I'm being lazy and waiting around. I still got to do the downpipe, put the pedal in, put the couple other things. Put my fuel pump relay back there. That's pretty simple. And then relocate my battery, which is what I'm starting on right now. I'm sure as soon as I get in the middle of it, he'll message me. I'll be like, I'm home, dude. Come on up. Because that's how my life goes. But anyways, I'm probably just going to set the camera up to the side when I get this ready to solder. And then solder it. Put a nice little heat shrink sleeve on there. Heat her up and let her heat. So yeah, I'll get back to you when I start doing that. All right, so we're going to take this flux. We're going to stick it in there with the applicator, little brush deal. It has like a stick on it with some bristles on it. You're just gonna fill that hole a little bit. You could probably even put some on this. That'd probably help. I don't know. I've never done this. This is my first time, so we're learning together. And then you're gonna slip that guy on there. He said low and slow, so keep the heat away. You want to really, really warm this entire thing so that silver solder will get a chance to really get in there and create a nice bond. A nice bond like me and your mother have. I think that's pretty fair. Give her a nice spin, get her on there real good and stuff. And then I guess here goes nothing. I want to say the more you get in there, the better, but I don't really know. Put some flux on there, cool it off. You can feel that heat all the way back here. That's crazy. I guess I did get it pretty fucking hot. Probably too hot. Probably fall apart and be junk. But yeah, now you want to probably get a rag. Give it a wipe down. He said this is how he does all his race car stuff, and he's literally actually doing something on his motorhome the day I was asking him about it, and he was doing the same thing on it, so it should be good. Oh yeah, she's full like your mom last night, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna let that sit, cool off, and then we'll give it a tug test. All right, so let's give it a test. I pulled it back real hard, and the coating actually started pulling back. I mean, I'm going to say that's good. It's nice and stiff. I don't see that going anywhere. Let's straighten it back up here, and we'll push this on. We'll push this back up to there. And then we'll get a nice thick heat shrink on that joint. Give it the old. And then we'll be good to go. And then I can mount that stud. Connect my OE. I think I'm gonna have to put a thing on here too. I can't get to it. I'll show you later when I get to that point. I think I got to put one of those lugs on the factory. I think that's starter cable. Yeah, because the fuse box plugs into that. Onto the starter cable. And then the OE thing I might have to drill out. That might be a pain in the ass. But we'll figure that out when we get there. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, now we have our 1/2 inch heat shrink on that John, courtesy of my brother, who had an S10, and he bought a lot of wiring stuff for it and then never did none of it. Well, he did a little bit of it, what he needed to do. So I get all the extras. So fuck him. I'm gonna take this torch here, keep it nice and far away because you will over melt it. You don't want to do that. I switch my hand here. Oh yeah, shrinking up on there real nice. And just like that, you got your power wire. Oh my God, I almost fell and burnt me. Not too bad. I don't like how it shrunk right there, but that'll probably be fine. Maybe I'll wrap some tape around that. Or maybe another little piece of heat shrink. Just in case, because I'm paranoid. This will have a circuit breaker and a fusible link on the ground. I've never heard of that, but my boss said he does that on all his buddies' race cars and his, and that's the way to do it. So that's how we're gonna do it. I actually had one of those laying around, luckily. I don't know where I put it, but it's here. It's here somewhere. Take it easy. Alrighty, so long time no see. Not really. We got the starter power wire pulled out of the factory connection deal that went to the battery. Now we have our nice 2-gauge lug on that joint, filled with some nice premium silver solder. Now we're going to get some heat shrink on that like we did on the battery cable. And then I'm going to mount the stud like I showed you, and then they'll both go on that. This, I'm going to look into some stuff. I think I'm honestly able to just cut them plug-ins off and just put lugs on those as well, and then put it on there too, and it will be fine. But I am going to look into that. I really don't see why. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut them off and see what happens. But yeah, I'll be back. And those will that'll probably be mounted. Those will be on it, heat shrinked, cleaned up, tight. Because like I said, I can't really film what I'm doing, but I can show you when I'm done. Okay, so very long time, very much no see. I haven't been in the mood to film. Work's been picking up, so it's kind of just been like, come home, go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home, go to bed, wake up, go home, worked up, pop, 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 pop. And I haven't been in the mood to work on the car much and to, get out here and record. Every time I get out here, I'm like rushing around because I'm trying to get something done before I got to go somewhere or blah, blah, blah. Lost a very good person, a very influential person in my life, my Aunt Crystal. That really put a damper on some stuff. Just didn't feel like nothing.
Yo, motherfucker. When you coming to do my floor? Goodbye.
Here.
Well, look at that fucker. What's the matter? I swear my...
Crystal's underwear.
I was like, Fred, why is Crystal's underwear it's all about a bloody man. You're a bloody man.
I bet you're the only one that has the...
I just got in here tonight and got cranking on some stuff. I really don't remember where I left off. Anyways, we'll get to where we're at right now, because who cares where we were. Tonight we'll go on to what I was doing tonight. Finishing up my battery relocation. So what I got here is a nice terminal block, junction block. It's basically this, but red. Chintzy Amazon thing, but I mean it's literally just a rail with bolts through it. how crazy do you want to get? You know what I mean? Anyway, I guess I'll turn the light on. You can see a little better. But my power for my fan relays goes here. My starter power goes there. There's something else. My fuse box power now goes down around into here, and then there's one big 2-watt welding wire cable from there up to my power stud, which is powered from the rear with also a 2-watt or 2-gauge, I should say, welding wire that comes up right there. Real nice. Really proud of how this came out. Comes up right there around to our circuit breaker. This goes up to the power. Power comes from there, blah, 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 through there. Also got my fuel pump, relay, and fuse all built in one. This is a really nice piece. It was $100, I think, which I am not complaining at all because I don't hate it. I like it. It's kind of enjoyable, but I don't enjoy, you know, taking a relay, putting it back here, taking a fusible link, putting it back here, running a bunch of wire all around, and then you gotta find a switched power to run the fuel pump, and then you gotta run a wire from back here to the front to a switched power. I just didn't want to do all that, so I was like, give me that $100 holla. All built in one, plugs into the factory deal here. This plugs into the factory power harness from the chassis, and then goes in and runs out. And I put some fresh stuff on there. Goes here, and then it has one constant power from the battery that comes back and goes here, and a ground, obviously. But yep, came out real nice. Real proud of that. It's really about all I've got done, honestly. Like I said, I can't remember where I left off, so I did some TIG welding on this. I think I recorded some of that. Did not great, but pretty good for a guy who's just bought a welder and he's just slapping it together in his garage. Got my IAT sensor, bung all welded in there. Actually had my cousin make that on his mill because I bought a little $7 one and completely annihilated it. I think it's because it wasn't sitting very square on the pipe, and you're supposed to heat them bungs before you weld them. I don't know. I don't think my tungsten was very sharp when I was doing that either, because I'm a hack, but that didn't go very well. It completely melted it. So I took it up there, had to make me a new one, thread it, and all is well on that. Intercooler is final mounted. I ended up just using the old bracketry that was on it. It's pretty stout. No reason to reinvent the wheel. I welded this together. I don't think I showed that. Relocated the power steering reservoir. Don't think I showed that. Put the coil on plug deal on. The plugs are right there. Some NGK 46 something. I can't remember exactly what they were. But they're over there. I still got to put them in. And then this will be finalized. Fuel system is finalized. Intake manifold is final mounted. Turbo manifold is final mounted. New gaskets. All the oil lines are hooked up. That's another thing I got to get is some oil. All the turbo coolant feed lines are on there and heat sleeved. Yeah, I mean, it's moving right along. It's really all up to me now, honestly. I'm waiting on a steering rack, which it doesn't really need right now. It just pisses a little bit. I'm not too worried about it. I keep forgetting I gotta put the drive-by-wire pedal in. I gotta mount my catch can. They were having a deal, and these were like $180 or something like that. Motion Raceworks. I mean, it's a proven piece. They're proven, pretty proven brand. So I figured I would just buy that. I figured just a simple round catch can. It's like $150 cheaper. We'll just slap that on. I got the hoses routed for that already. They just need trimmed up and put on. Wiring harness from Wiring Specialties showed up. Baller piece. Got a Haltech sticker in there for some reason. I did get a Haltech IC7 dash for this. I do need to order the mount that I want for it. The one dude 3D prints them and he makes them fake, so they kind of set off to the side, like right in front of that guy, that vent, and it looks super gangster. So that's how I'm going to do that. That harness will also plug into the factory gauge cluster, so I'm still going to have fuel gauge. I left that factory oil pressure sensor in there, so I'll still have that. I should have speedo and tack as well, which will be cool. It doesn't really matter because I don't really care. It's all going to be on the dash, but it's still cool. Yeah, that's really about it, man. I'm trying to get all this little nitty-gritty bullshit done first. Get all that done, and then I'm going to start on this downpipe, which I don't know why. I've been good enough to do all this other stuff. I'm just like a little standoffish about it, but it'll be fine. It shouldn't be too bad. It's literally just going to be one of those straight long radius 90s I bought over there. Straight, I'm going to have to trim it up a little bit, obviously. It's just going to go straight back, straight down. It shouldn't be in the way of anything. It should be pretty simple. And then I got to run vacuum lines for the blow-off valve, which I still got to weld in that pipe. That pipe. I got a nice Turbo Smart blow-off valve. I got a nice Funk Motorsports turbo blanket as well. I didn't say that. And it back to I got to run vacuum lines for a blow-off valve, wastegate. I also got to make a screamer pipe for the wastegate. I got enough material for that. Yeah, and then I got to buy some oil. They say run VR1 2040, I think it was. These things seem to be happy with that. And I got to mount my boost controller. I got a nice electronic boost controller. I'm sure you've all seen before. The blue guy. Look at that. Mac valve. Nice piece. I gotta mount that and wire that and figure that out as well. I don't know exactly what it needs. I think it's integrated in that harness. It should be. And I think there's a wire for it. So I'll just have to run a wire to it and run a wire back, probably something like that. And then I'll have to wire my trigger wire that's all bundled up over there for my fans into that, I believe, and then that will report back to the ECU, and then the ECU can control and tell when them to come on. It's a lot, but it's not a lot, you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. It's getting there slowly but surely. I gotta put this thermostat in there as well. Down to the nitty gritty bullshit, like I said before, but we are getting there. I think he has a base mat made for me. I might have to go buy a laptop to plug into this. I don't know. Maybe I can borrow one off somebody. I'd prefer to have my own so that I can just save the shit on it and not have to worry about losing it. But you know how that goes. Anyways, I figured this would be a good update video. Let everybody know what's going on with the car life. Not really life. I mean, my life is go to work, come home, see my dogs and my old lady. Go to bed, wake up, see my dogs and my old lady. Go to work, come home, see my dogs and old lady for 4 hours. Go to bed. That's life. Other than the 2 days on the weekends here and there. But yeah, I figured I'd give an update. been a minute. Car's coming along. I'm hoping to make a couple events this year. We'll see how it goes. Power goals for this, I'm hoping like 350, 400. I think that's achievable on E. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'd honestly probably be happy with 300. I think that'll be pretty rowdy on this for, junk ass S13. But neither here nor there. Blah, blah, blah. That's going to do it for this one. Just a good update video. And, yeah, I'm going inside to go to bed because it's 1 a.m. And I figured I might as well use up this motivation that I got and knock some things out. So, that being said, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching if you're watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'd appreciate it. And I'm out of here. I almost said the F word. I'm out of here. Peace.